Alrighty, folks, welcome to the weekly Team Rise and Grind RNG Crew team call. This is going to be the first call. We're going to be talking about a new app called Periscope, and this is a pretty freaking sweet app. I've only been using it for about a week. I actually think a week ago today was my first time using it. So I'm going to – it's giving me a warning. My internet connection is unstable again. Is it smooth?
No, you're choppy.
Son of a, I think it's my actual computer in this case. I'm trying to think of an alternative real quick. I know I can't record from my phone.
You're good right now, man. Just go for it.
All right, I'm going to go for it. If it gets choppy, I can still see you guys fine. So raise a hand. Let me know if it gets choppy, and I'll just pause until it gets better. So Periscope is a brand new app. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But first off, always recognition. We have Mr. Andrew Peterson at Success Club 2 right now as a brand new coach, being able to hit those points right out of the gate. If you can start out strong, especially as a new person, it helps you instill that belief in the company and yourself as a leader. So it's fantastic that you went ahead and got that. I know we also have Kaylee's at 2 points. We have one of her coaches, Elise, at 2 points. Or no, she's at 4 points. We have Lisa at 1 point. And myself at 4 points. So that's the Success Club, kind of where everyone is at for now. It's only the 15th of the month, guys. If Success Club is on your goal list to hit, you still got 2 weeks. I mean, like we talked about last month, I've hit all my points in the last day on some cases, which I don't recommend. But we still have 2 weeks. And I'm going to share a little bit about our upcoming July challenge group, which can kind of give you incentive to push harder to help your people get on board with those packs. So moving into Periscope, I don't have a whole lot of detailed stuff written down yet because I'm just going off my own experience. I've been using it for a week. If you have not heard of Periscope, maybe you can see it on my phone here. So Periscope is this app right here. Basically, it allows you to stream live video broadcasts. During these broadcasts, because it literally, you just set your phone, you start broadcasting and you'll see these chat bubbles pop up. Now, being brand new, there's still some stuff that obviously they're going to be updating and fixing. And one of the things I know they're going to come out with probably in the first update is going to be the ability to actually save the chat or have like an actual ongoing chat box. That's cutting out. Son of a, I need to fix this computer. Network adapter has been cutting out on me for a couple months now. Good now? Okay, we'll roll with it. So using Periscope, when you are streaming live, you'll see on the screen these chat bubbles that followers or viewers are sitting there talking to you with. Now with that, they will disappear, which sucks. And so as they're disappearing, you have to make sure that you are actually watching. So if you're doing like what we've been doing, I know Paul's been doing it too. We've been doing some live workouts. So if you're in the middle of a workout, obviously you can't sit there and look at the screen the whole time either. So let your people know right up front, like, hey, if you don't see me by the screen, I can't see your comment. So wait until I'm by the screen and then comment. So that's one thing I've been doing just so people know how to interact with me. And then on top of that, they can tap the screen kind of like Instagram, and it's going to give a little heart or a like. The coolest part is there's an unlimited number to how many people can, or how many times somebody can tap it. And the cool part is after you stop the broadcast, you can go back through and see who followed and who watched and how many taps they give you. So you can kind of see who your followers are going to be in your tribe. So that's kind of the basic layout. Any questions on kind of what it is or how it works so far? Nope. Okay.
No, I was just going to say,
yeah. No, go for
I?
it. Yeah.
So yeah, if it's your first time using the app and you're tapping all over the screen trying to figure stuff out like I was, you're actually sending those little hearts 1,000 times.
Yep, exactly.
So the first time I watched one of your videos, I was like, Charles is going to think I'm a freak because I just like this video 1,000 times.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Watch out for that.
I did the same thing a couple times because I thought typically like most of us use iPhone. So, when you're using the iPhone and something is taking up the whole screen, you tap to kind of shrink it down. So I did the same thing a couple times on some people. I'm tapping like, what the crap? Oh, okay. Yeah, so of course it's a brand new app. They have plenty of updates they need to be doing, but I mean, this thing is freaking rocking. Shout out I forgot to give goes right along with Periscope is I brought in a new coach, Skylar, actually late last night is when she got enrolled, so I gave her the introduction this morning, and she's a prime example of how powerful Periscope can be. And she came from, and there's a couple more in the kind of the funnel I'm working with. So what happened was I was just out at my fire pit, because you guys know I love just chilling by my fire pit at night. That's how I clear my head and get ready for the next day. And so I'm chilling by the fire pit, and I thought, I'm just going to start a Periscope broadcast. I'm just going to, now all I put for the title was health or fire pit chat Q&A, I think is what it was, or health and fitness Q&A after that. And I had 112 people, I believe, that were on that broadcast, like coming in and out. And there were, at any given time, there was between 10 and 15 live. So that 112 is not at one point. That's 112 people within the hour I did it came through and watched it, or at least part of it. And so any given time, I had about 10 to 15 people, and they were all dropping comments. And so through those comments, it kind of led into me just sharing my story, which is what we should be doing as Beachbody coaches, right? We're just sharing what works for us and how it's affected us. So I did that. And through there, I had a couple people that are like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck in that same spot you were stuck in. So Skylar, for example, and I was taking her questions and answering them right there live. I was giving just basic information on what's worked for me. And I said, you know what, if you really are serious about this, go ahead and message me and I can talk to you more one-on-one based on your situation. So she messaged me, and I went through the, like the Eric Worre 7-step process and the invite process and all that stuff. And, she was ready. She was ready to rock this thing. She wanted to not only better her health and fitness, but she was ready to help other people do it too, because based on my story, she thought that's what I want to do too. So I didn't do anything fancy. I didn't have any like special quotes or lines. I was being, number one, I was being real. I was being myself. And number two, I was providing value to people. And those are like your two biggest things that you can, if you're taking notes, write those two things down. That's what you should be doing with any type of video or blog that you do. Be yourself and provide some type of value. Don't be thinking in the back of your head, like, how can I convert this person to a sale? And the numbers don't matter in that first conversation. You are focused on that person and helping them, providing value, because that's what provides the trust. That's what builds it. Now, this is a perfect example also of, it doesn't, you hear build the relationship. That doesn't have to take months or years. When was my fireside chat? That would have been Wednesday-ish. So between Wednesday and yesterday, that's only 4 days. I went from broadcasting live and having a few people talk to me, and within those 4 days, that trust was immediately built because I focused on them and helping them first. I didn't promote what the sales were. I didn't do any of that crap. I focused on them. And because of that, that immediate trust was built. And right there in my mind is an instant relationship. That's where your coaching begins. Your coaching doesn't begin once they get a program. It's that first interaction that counts most. So I'm kind of getting into, I have 3 main bullet points here. So number 2 is content. What do you do when you sit here and you hit, okay, broadcast? What the heck do you do? That's where it's unique to you. Remember us talking about roles. You are more than just Beachbody now. Beachbody is a part of what you do. It's a part of your lifestyle, but it's not 100% you. You're more than that. You have hobbies. You have a life outside of Beachbody. That's the stuff that you should be sharing about. So for myself, and big thing too is remember your message, right? You think about the acronym FORM: family, occupation, recreation, and message. So you have to ask yourself, and this is hard to really narrow down, but what is your message? Like for myself, what I tell my Periscope people now is subscribe to my channel if you are into health, fitness, mindset, and motivation. Mindset and motivation is kind of like that's getting to be my niche. That's what I'm learning to kind of specialize in, if you want to look at it that way. So I'm developing a nice following of people who are looking to be inspired by mindset and motivational material and positive thinking. Share about your family, all that kind of stuff. I was doing a broadcast the other day, and I was simply, literally, you want to know what the whole broadcast was? There's like 50 people that came on this one. I cut up an apple and put peanut butter on it. That's it. Literally. For like 10 minutes, I put pre-workout snack, Q&A. I've always put Q&A after, because people are interested in kind of hearing what other people are asking too when it comes to health and fitness. So I put pre-workout snack, Q&A. And for 10 minutes, I was just answering questions while I was dicing up an apple, putting peanut butter on it. And I had Ty right there, my little boy. And so I was turning the camera over and showing what he was doing. And people loved it, because they're it's like my own reality TV show now, is what you can look at it as. Just like your main Facebook page is kind of like your own reality show. People go to your Facebook page to see what you're doing in life. So Periscope is almost like that too, except for they get to see you live and hear your voice and get a personality behind it. So as far as content, write down kind of the top 3 things that you're about, right? If you're heavily into cars, you can be periscoping while you're working on your car or doing that kind of stuff. Take Q&A. Obviously, most of us are into health and fitness, so that's a big category. If you're very involved with family, you can talk about family stuff. Relationships. You can talk about any type of hobbies, outdoors activities. I'm now getting out and riding my bike a lot more, so I'm going to find a bike extension for my phone that I can put on there. So I don't want to hold my phone and Periscope at the same time. So I'm going to see if they have some type of long bike, almost like a selfie stick, I guess it would be, but for a bike, so I can just stream right there and I can just go out for my bike rides and do that stuff. So that's the type of content. Be yourself, provide some type of value, and Q&As are really, really, really popular. So I highly recommend doing that. One thing I forgot to mention about Periscope is when you stream, so I don't know if you guys can see this, my profile. So download Periscope, look up Charles Leslie or Coach Chaz Fitness. Follow me, and then you can see who I'm following, who's following me, blocked, and then, which I had to block my first person this morning. Just any negative comments during a live thing, just block them, don't give them attention. But then the coolest part is it's almost like Snapchat, where Snapchat gives you 15, I've never used it, so it's like 10 or 15 seconds, and then the photo disappears. So this one, after you stop your broadcast, people can go to your profile for 24 hours and watch that recording. But after 24-hour mark, it's done. It's deleted. But the cool part is you have access. Here's kind of my list. It's not focusing. So all my recordings I can see, even though it's been 24 hours. So all my followers can't see the ones past 24 hours. But I've done 4 workout ones. So I simply just start streaming and I'm doing my workouts in my garage and I'm taking Q&A as I'm doing my sets. Or with Insanity, I'm not doing a whole lot of Q&A because I'm, go. But there's people who stick around and watch the whole thing for like 30 or 40 minutes. And then I did a couple meal ones where I'm in the kitchen making food and I'm just taking Q&A again, chit-chatting with people. And you can use the same tactics that we use with building relationships on Periscope. So it's not so much about you. You are looking to connect with people. So what you do is when you get people that are actually commenting, ask them questions. Can people subscribe to your broadcast? Yep, absolutely. That's you literally build a following. And so, for example, I go to my profile and I have 42 people subscribed to my broadcast. And every time I hit the broadcast button and I go live, it sends a text message to their phone saying, Coach Chaz Fitness is now live. Here's what the topic is. And they can open it up and go right to it. So it's almost like an immediate notification of that. So I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty much as far as content. So third one is just like anything else you start in this whole business, because we all have different outlets. It's challenge groups, fit clubs. If you're very into one-on-one conversations and grocery stores and cold calling and that kind of stuff, going into blogging, YouTube videos, Periscope now. Best time. I'll go ahead and answer that one in a second. So all these different avenues that you can build your Beachbody business. My number 1 was how to use it, what it's about. Number 2 is content. And number 3, it's about consistency. Just like I posted inside of our leaders group earlier. Just like with personal development, what's the point in buying the book if you're not going to read it consistently? You're not going to do a damn thing with it. It's the same thing with starting Periscope. If you're doing live broadcasts, you have to make a commitment to do it consistently. And for myself, I do it once a day is kind of what I've been doing. So once a day, even if it's just for literally 2 or 3 minutes, just to hop on and say hi to people. Get to know your followers. So again, going back to ask them questions, ask them what they're doing. If like earlier today, I did a chest workout. And so while people were popping on, I was doing a workout. So I was asking them, what did you do for a workout? What kind of program are you following right now? And you get to know these different people. So always ask them questions back if you see them commenting. That's how you interact and build the relationship. And the best part is tell them, if you start connecting with these people and they're talking to you, let them know, hey, if you want to chat more, add me to Facebook, email me, give out your information right there. And I've had 6 people add me on the Facebook. And so we always hear add 2 new contacts a day, right? There's my 2 contacts a day just from Periscope alone, not including what I'm doing with the other groups and stuff. So don't be afraid to give out your information, but don't do it in a sales way. Don't give out your Beachbody link. Don't do all that kind of stuff. You are there to contact people first, build that connection. And then when you get into the one-on-one conversation, that's where you can dive in. And, if it's time, give them your link, send them videos, third-party tools, all that stuff. But as far as Periscope itself, build a connection, find the people who are actually conversing with you, and get them over to kind of your Facebook or whatever you use as kind of your home base. So back to consistency. It doesn't matter if you start Periscope, a blog. It doesn't matter if you do YouTube videos, fit clubs. You have to fully put yourself all in and commit to doing it 100% consistently. And for anything, I would say a minimum of 3 days a week, except for fit club. Obviously, that's like once a week. But for anything else like a blog or videos or Periscope, minimum of 3 days a week, especially with something like this. This can be 5 minutes and you can build contacts. 15 minutes per week. If you were to do 3 5-minute sessions, 15 minutes a week can literally bring you in money. If you are pulling these contacts into your Facebook or your home base is what I call it. Facebook's my home base. That's where I chat with a lot of people, get them on the phone when they're ready to talk about committing to something. So that's how I do it. There's no big secret there, but consistency, the rest of it means nothing if you're not consistent with it. So that's number 3. Number 4 is just kind of open for Q&A. I think I covered most of it. Actually, let me hop back on the chat because I know there was that one question. Best time? I haven't played around too much with times yet. Actually, let me see if it shows what time I would say for whatever reason, that fireside chat I did was the most popular. And I did that was from 10 to 11 p.m. my time. So obviously do it for your time. Broadcast negative on, so the recording does not show you what time you did it. But I can kind of guesstimate. So my workouts are always in the morning. And then my meal ones have been kind of sporadic throughout the day, depending on what time I eat. But that fire pit chat one was, that was the most popular, and that was 10 o'clock at night. So you might want to play around with each of us has a different market too. So if I'm really, really great at doing the 10 o'clock stuff, you may be better doing the morning stuff. So you kind of play around with it. Test it out for a day too, because the cool thing is every time you log on, you're going to see a different group of people logging on. It's not the same people over and over and over. One other cool feature, and this is actually becoming one of my favorites, is this is a great way to find local people. And I'll show you how. So when you open up your Periscope, you can click on this little globe that's on the bottom here. You can kind of see that. So it brings up a map, and it will show you red dots. You can kind of see those. So all those red dots, those are exact locations of people periscoping right now. And obviously you have to enable your location service. to allow that, but I can actually zoom in and I can see there's 2 people in Portland periscoping right now. And Portland for me is only about an hour away. So I can find local people, subscribe to their Periscope, comment on their stuff, and then they'll follow back hopefully and start commenting on my stuff. We make that connection. And then it leads into, you know what? Hey, let's grab some coffee sometime and do a Periscope together. How fun would that be? It's actually a good idea. I should try that. So I've had tons of people around my town that have done this, which I think is pretty cool. And so you get people from obviously we can't work with people from Europe and stuff. I think it's cool to see, like, we get people from Holland and all these cool countries, so you get to ask them questions about their culture and stuff. I think I covered most of it. So this is open for Q&A, whoever has any questions. I think I tried to nail everything for you guys in one shot. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm still having problems with camera angles. I did that thing with the size thing today, and I wasn't even in the picture half of it.
Okay. Are you using your front camera or the back?
I'm using the back camera.
Okay, so that's where what you need to do is put a mirror. So if I'm going to stand right here, right, and I'm using the back camera, obviously it's higher quality. So if I'm using the back camera and I'm standing right here, I'm going to put a mirror right here so I can see myself. Just for that reason. I actually do that when so most of like the team like the Coach Basics videos, the official ones that I shoot, those I actually put a mirror behind my camera because my main big camera doesn't have a thing that flips out. So that's what I do. So if you're using the back camera, just put a mirror behind there so you make sure you're in frame. It's lower quality, but I've been using my front camera so I can know exactly what's going on. Plus, for me, it allows me to see the chat as it happens. Because if you're using the back camera, you have to go around, check and see if there's any chats. And this is where the downfall is. The chats it's a little bubble. They pop up and then they disappear after like 10 seconds. So that's the only downfall. I can't wait until they do an update where it's just a chat box where you can scroll through and see the old stuff you missed. But in the meantime, I'd probably recommend messing around with the front camera more just so you can interact because you can actually see the comments. Like I said, a big aspect of this is I would not have gained any of those Facebook contacts or this new coach if I was missing out on the interaction part. If I was simply just recording myself like a YouTube video and then not talking or interacting, then I wouldn't even have anything I have right now based on that. That's my recommendation is I'd use the front camera more. Obviously, the quality is going to be slightly lower, but from the playbacks I've watched, it's not too bad. It's not choppy or anything.
Yeah, yours look really cool. The one that you and your friend did with when you were working out in the garage.
Leg day.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
But it looked good. It looked good.
Yeah, and that was all front camera, just so I can see that I'm in frame. Especially, you want to put your camera further back too, so you can kind of get your whole body in there. Because I found that if people have their camera zoomed up and it's just kind of like, just part of your body, it just, looks kind of choppy and just unprofessional. So yeah, put the camera back, make sure your whole body's in there. And the whole thing with this, guys, is just interact with people and engage. See, this caught my attention. Matthew Plumley officially followed me. Appreciate it.
Me not paying attention, sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. That's good productive stuff you're doing. So this whole app, this is kind of like my new thing. Like the second I used this, there was no one else on it. There were like maybe 100 people total that I can see that were using it. And so I downloaded it. And the second I did that first broadcast a week ago, I shut it off and I told Trista, this is going to work. This is going to be huge. This is like when Facebook first came out and Instagram and Twitter, barely anyone used it for the first couple months because it wasn't blown up by the big shots. And the people who got in early and started building consistently, they're the ones that have millions of viewers. And so the second I used this, I told Trista, I need to use this every freaking day because I'm going to be one of the top channels because I got in early and we're still early. Now we have Eric Worre is on it. Obviously, he's like the best network marketing pro ever. And so he has millions of subscribers himself. And guys, if you have not done it yet, or if it scares you, just do it. Take the leap of faith and start getting out of your comfort zone. This thing can help you become a leader because it teaches you to be comfortable in front of people because you're on camera. It teaches you how to have better conversations with people because you have to interact with those comments. And it's such an awesome, awesome tool. I've been using this for a week, and those little taps I talked about, those likes, I have over 4,000 now. Just off of like 9, I think I've done 9 or 10 videos. So it's pretty freaking sweet. So if you have not, I highly, 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 highly recommend using this thing. It's been awesome. So that's my 2 cents on Periscope and why I love it. Any other questions on that?
Aren't the likes kind of like Facebook? The more, it doesn't matter who's liking this. Each like counts as a like.
Yep. Exactly.
It's not like well, you can only like it once. You can like something as many times as you want.
Unlimited likes.
Unlimited likes, and as many as you get, the higher the chance. I'm guessing the higher the chances that people are going to get. That's why I did the same thing too. I was like
And look at it this way too. If you go to somebody's profile, so let's say you have 2 health and fitness people, right? 2 coaches. You go to coach 1, look at their profile. They have 3 subscribers, like 87 likes, and they're following maybe 10 other people. And then you hop over to profile number 2, exact same coach, exact same business, but they have 5,000 likes. They have 97 followers, and they're following 100 other people. Which one are you bound to subscribe to? Probably the one with more likes and content because you know they're the ones being put out there versus the one who has nothing because that person's probably not doing a whole lot. So yeah, likes are definitely where it's at. That's why every time I do a broadcast, I'm always telling people, hey, if you enjoy what I'm doing, show it some love. And instantly I always see hearts start coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So give people reminders too during the thing. But my biggest tip moving forward, actually going to have to cut this call a little short because I got to run over to boot camp. So I'll do a separate post in the group about the July group. We still have a few weeks, so it's no big rush. So I'll do a separate post and kind of get some feedback on the July group that we're going to do and kind of make a final vote on it. But to end this, it kind of all just goes to taking action. This is all useless if you don't do anything with it. You can be so inspired right now, and really with anything. We all hit moments of inspiration where you're like, oh, yeah, this is awesome. I want to try it. I want to do it. And then you let yourself sleep on it, and then you sleep on it some more, and then it's been a few weeks and a few months, and you're like, well, shit, I didn't do anything. I don't have any motivation to do it. Don't let that happen. If you have any inspiration right now to do something like this, do it. Do your first one after we're done here. I don't care if it's literally a 3-minute thing. If you don't have to, if you put a title on here and just say a little about me, or here's my story. If you hit broadcast and just sit there, you'll see people start popping on because they're looking at that map and they're clicking on your profile. So instantly you'll probably see 5 or 10 people hop on. So you'll see these little, it'll show their username and says has joined. So you'll see these people pop on, give it a few seconds, wait till there's like 3 or 4 people, and then just start talking. Share about you, your story, why you're using Periscope, and you'll see that people start subscribing. That's all it takes. Just start with a quick 2-minute intro about yourself. That's it. If you're going to do a workout, start your workout. One quick tip with the going back kind of camera angles. If they have these little tripods. Go to Amazon. It was like $8 or something. They have these little iPhone tripods that I think it's called a Gorilla, and it has these extendable legs that you can bend and around stuff, or you can just set it on a desk. But that gives you a steady platform for your phone that you can it hooks on, and you can wrap that thing and it holds it in place. So that's what I've been using. That way you can kind of put it up high at a downward angle, which is good for working out. One other thing you want to pay attention to too is they don't have it yet to where you can flip it on its side.
Right.
Or the whole video goes with it, so your video will be sideways. So you have to do it upwards for now, which is why you have to put it a little bit back so you can get your whole body in there. But you never want to do a camera angle from down. You never want to do it kind of like real close. You want to have a good like in front of you or above are the best camera angles. Lighting is important too. Lighting, I mean, that just gives you a little bit of extra, oomph. Just like, I actually have a light in here that I have project down. That way it gives me a little extra, just because the lighting in here kind of sucks. But aside from that, Paul, did you have one more thing you were going to add?
There are YouTube videos that give you a tutorial on Periscope.
Perfect. I'll go ahead. I'll actually go snatch one of those links and post it in there. And then, of course, I'll post up the call recording for those that missed the live call. But aside from that, guys, Periscope, this thing's got potential if you use it consistently. Again, if you have any amount of inspiration inside you right now to start doing this, the second this call ends, do it. You're going to have butterflies. You're not going to want to because all your walls are going up and you're not comfortable. Screw all that and just do it. Just like, we bought a Zoom, one of my favorite movies, just for the line. You have to give it 20 seconds of just insane courage. For 20 seconds, let all your walls down and just do it. This has been Coach Chaz, guys. Peace out, crew. I'll see you on Periscope.